Hi guys, today I'm very excited to be going over the new releases for this week, which are the Gamer Collection. These will be going live on Friday, January 20th, I believe, at at midnight PST, or thereabouts. So this collection was mainly to go along with the original Gamer Kit, by SPC. This is the original version. I think it was reformatted since, but I do have the original. But it can also go with any other video game kits, such as the two versions of the Level Up, like a gamer birthday kits, also from SPC. And I think probably rainbow foil would go really well with these two. And then maybe more pastel, like maybe lavender hollow or something like that would go well with this one. Or, of course, any other gamer kit from any other shop. There is a different example for the mock spread, and I did foil this in a pink hollow to go along with that. Quick disclaimer, any black spots or imperfections that you see in these sheets are only for these demo sheets and will not show up in the final product. Unfortunately, there are quite a lot in this particular foil color because the hollows are very hard to work with, so just kind of ignore those. So we will start with the underlays as always. So I just try to incorporate some generic video game elements in here. So we have the large underlays, which are the most dense. They cover up pretty much the entire underlay. So if you tend to use a lot of boxes during your days, boxes and labels, then you will still be able to see some of the elements peeking out from behind those boxes if you choose the busier underlays. But if you don't like super busy, you can always go with the medium version, which is a little bit more sparse, but it has the same kind of elements. For the fun ones, we have the kind of Tetris-y one, which I think I'm going to call blocks in the shop. So it's just basically all the little Tetris blocks taking up the whole underlay. I did have to use like a kind of repeating pattern that like had lines basically going all the way across, but I did kind of edit it so that it isn't too obvious where that cross hatching was. So there are some shapes in here that are obviously not like actual Tetris shapes, so just kind of ignore that. And then the last one is Pac-Man, of course. So we have Pac-Man chasing some ghosts, and some ghosts chasing Pac-Man. So there's the underlays, and then we have the confetti overlays, starting with the full version, which is the busiest. So we have stuff around all four corners and all four sides. So you can see we have some more Tetris blocks, and then the video game controller and 8-bit style heart, and then Pac-Man, and the ghost, and then various other elements around there. And then we have the medium four corner, which just doesn't have stuff on the sides, it's only the corners. And then the medium also comes in 3 corners, so if you have clip art in one of the corners that you don't want to cover up, you can grab one of these overlays. And then we have the medium 2 corner, which has our usual slant overlays, and then the top 2 and bottom 2 corners are missing. These are particularly good for fashion boxes. And then it also comes in a small confetti size, so it is slightly smaller than the medium, but it does cover up less of the clip art. So it is a more subtle option, and this comes in 3 corners as well, and 2 corners, which is not pictured here. And then you can also get the big box overlay. This comes in a tall and a short size. The tall is good for Apple Blossom prints and glam planner size big boxes. The shorter size is good for paper candy art, and there are some flags along the bottom as well. And then, of course, there's the tall box page with the well, this one's the long version, which works for SPC and Apple Blossom prints, tall boxes, and Crest Press, and then the short one is good for glam planner tall boxes. So you always get plenty of options. And then for the double box scenes, we have the classic confetti double box scene, as well as a fun border double box scene with Tetris blocks in the corners, which, since I introduced the border overlays to my shop in the basics collection, I decided it would be more fun to incorporate them more often into themed collections. And then for the full box overlays, we have a couple different versions of borders. This one just has the controller. These have the Pac-Man characters in 2 of the corners. This one is just the controller buttons. And then this one is various Tetris blocks placed randomly around the edges. And then for quotes, as I have been trying to do as often as I can, we have the regular quotes sheet and then the quote sampler sheet. So this is the actual quote boxes. We have 2 that have the confetti around the edges and are very full fill. So if you have a patterned full box that you want to cover up completely with foil, these would be great for that. But if you are going to cover up a clip art full box, then you can grab one of these. We have our bigger one and then the more subtle one down here. So we have Just One More Game, Level Up, Game Over, and then Your Princess is in Another Castle, which I had to include a Mario reference because I love Mario games, probably the best. And then here we have the quote sampler, which I think is mostly unique quotes. So we have some references to specific games. We have Addicted to Animal Crossing, and then also Come Visit My Village, which are like Animal Crossing references. We have I'm a Nintendo Girl, just generally, which is me. I'm a Nintendo girl for sure. And then Mining and Crafting, which is obviously in reference to Minecraft, which is my favorite. I did pull a lot of inspiration for the games that are in the Level Up kits, because again, those are like my favorite games: Animal Crossing, Minecraft, and Mario. And then we have like Achievement Unlocked, we have Mission Completed, and then Let's Play, and then Gamer Girl, Gamer Guy, and then just a more generic Gamer for Life if you don't identify with one of those 2. Then we have Player 1, and then I was able to fit another one in here which goes up the side of the full box, and it says Level Up along the side, so that could fit like along the side of one like that. So those are the floating quotes. And then for the smaller sheets, we do have more smaller sheets than usual because I did do some reformats. So we have the headers, which have 11 per sheet. So we have the confetti headers right here, and then we have the 8-bit hearts, and then the controller buttons, and then the hole reinforcers, which the themed collections are gonna continue to look like this, but for the basics collection I did reformat the sheet so that it would have 24 hole reinforcers instead of 18, so that you would be able to get 2 full spreads out of each sheet. But for the themed collections, typically you're only going to buy 1 spread's worth, so I figured it made more sense to keep these as small. But let me know if you want these to be reformatted as well. So we also have the deco sheet on a 6th sheet. So we have our larger deco. We do have the Mario mushroom in there as well. And then some more medium, and then small, and then the small confetti, and then the teeny tiny ones up there. Which, there's my nail in size reference for the tiny ones. We also have corners. This sheet did get a slight reformat as well. So we have 2 sets of the medium confetti corners. And then we have 1 set of the small. And then these are the unique tiny ones that I create specifically for this sheet. And we do have 3 full sets of those. In my last Valentine collection, I did 2 sets of those and then 3 of the kind of line corner overlays. But I figured these were more versatile than these, and these were going to get more use, so I had to do 3 of these and only 2 rows of these. But yes, we do have these as well. So we have a little heart and then a ghost and then the little X controller button and then another Tetris block in there. And those are just mirrored as well. So plenty of corner options. And then for dividers, we have the little 8-bit hearts, we have the controller buttons, Pac-Man, and then the line dividers, which just have the heart controller and Tetris block, and then it's just mirrored for over here, except for the controller, which I think stays the same because I believe that's how most controllers look. Like, I don't think you can really reverse the buttons on that and have it still be normal. And then I did take the dangles and swoops sheet and reformat it into 3 smaller sheets just so I could get more dangles, or not more dangles, more swoops, because there were some that I felt like I needed more of in a full collection. So the dangles are on their own sheet now. So we have our longer ones up here, and then the medium ones, and then the small ones get their own row. We have some swoops just filling in space on that sheet. And then I did put the garland overlays at the bottom as well, which are kind of new for collections. And then I did replace some of the garlands with the 8-bit hearts. So that is the dangles. And then we have the mini swoops on their own sheet because this was what I definitely needed more of, because these are just the easiest to place. So we have 11 mini swoops facing various directions, and then we have the mini swoops and dangles as well. We have 4 of those. So I did really need more of those. And then the regular swoops that go all the way across are on this sheet. So we have the 6 that were originally included, and then I just did mirrored versions of the bottom 2, which are different. This one is a little bit longer than that one, I think. So you do get more of those, which I really like the best as well. And then there's, of course, some more mini swoops on this sheet. So this may change over time because I do intend to add more swoop designs into Shop. So at which point I will just pick my favorites and do whole sheets of those in collections. So yes, that is all of these smaller sheets. Now let's go into Washi. So the first big reformat is the 32mm sheet, which I did do a poll on Instagram to see whether people wanted the right side version with the weekend banner, or whether they were okay to lose it. And I had 3 options. I had I always use it, don't get rid of it, and then the middle one was I use it sometimes, but I would be okay to lose it, and then the last one was I never use it, get rid of it. And more people did either the second or the third options. There were only a few people who did the first, so it just made sense for me to get rid of it. So it is reformatted to be a smaller sheet now, which is definitely going to be a lot easier for the printing and cutting process. Well, actually more for the foiling process because it's a lot less to potentially mess up on, but you wouldn't know that from looking at this one. This was definitely an oops sheet, but I decided it would be okay because I wasn't going to use this for the mock spread and I wasn't going to use it for the product photos. So this is this would not even be an oops that I would put into an oops bag. This is going to go straight in the trash, but I just wanted to show you the design without having to, reprint a whole page. So this is the 32mm design. It is just giant Tetris, really up close, and then you have some Tetris blocks as the deco over there. And then for the 15mm, we have just the standard Tetris blocks design. And then we have the Mario sheet with the mushroom coin, and then the power-up star. And then we have the 8-bit hearts. Oh yeah, and I also did some clusters for these decos. So we have the clustered stars and then clustered hearts on this one. And then we have the Pac-Man sheet. And these are kind of larger Pac-Man dividers. And then we have the confetti, and then flag overlays, and then if you have a Glam Planner kit or a Planet Fancy kit, we have the 10 and 7mm over here. So we have, I try to do a unique design for the 10mm so you can pair it with any of the 15s. So we have the controller buttons, and then we have the confetti for the strip, which is the same as the header confetti. And then we have some flag overlays. So that is the washi options. And lastly, we'll go over the bundle. So this bundle comes in a mini and an ultimate size. The mini does not have underlays, and for the ultimate you can choose your underlays from the 4 that are made available for the collection. And you can also get these unfoiled or in any of the 46 foil colors available in my shop. And you can also get the optional add-on sheet with either size bundle. So the first page is the confetti full box overlays. So we have 2 of the full size, 2 medium 4 corner, 2 medium 2 corner, and then the confetti double box scene overlay. And then the next 2 pages are underlays, which of course you can pick which ones. This is just what the large looks like. And then the next page has the headers. You do get one of each design on the left side. This is how it used to be formatted in shop, and I still have it like this for the bundle. And then for the right, we have deco, and then usually for this space I'll just fill in one of the extra 6 sheets that I have, because it used to be that the deco took up a whole quarter sheet as well before I reformatted it. So I'll just like throw something in here that I feel like y'all would be able to get the most use out of. So I did put the corners sheet on this one because y'all are really loving the corners sheets in general. And then the bottom washi page, I did do the Tetris box and the confetti. So if you want a different 15mm design, you can just pick that up a la carte. And then of course there's your weekend banner, date dots, tiny deco, and generic dividers. And then the optional add-on page has 2 extra underlays in case you need to use extenders. And these are in a set design, so they will either match or just complement the underlays that you choose for the kit. And then we have 2 medium 3 corner overlays. We have 2 from the full box overlay sheet, and then 2 from the quotes sheet. So I try to do one of the full cover quotes and then one of the more subtle ones, depending on what kit you're using this with. And that is the bundle. So for the mock spread, I will be using this kit that I got as a printable from Planner Pixie Co. Not sure what it's called. It might be Gamer or something like that, but it is like a very light pastel kind of video game girl themed kit, so I thought pink hollow would work nicely. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay this down and then come back on the other side to kind of explain where everything is at. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so here is the final version of the mock spread. So I did, as always, leave some versions of the underlays covered and some uncovered so you can see how they look. So there's the Tetris uncovered and covered up, so you can still see some of the blocks behind it. There's the medium covered and uncovered. And then we have the large covered and uncovered. And then the Pac-Man uncovered and then covered up over here. You can also see the header overlays. We have the confetti, the buttons, and then the hearts. And then you can see some of the full box overlays. We have the game over quote. This is one of the full quotes. And then the Tetris box. This one I just used 3 of the corners. And then we have the level up, and then the controller buttons, and then the fun double box scene overlay. And we have some of the icons that you can see, and the little doodle bits scattered throughout, as well as the dividers. So we have, let me try to find them. We have the heart divider here, and then we have the controller buttons, the Pac-Man, and then the line dividers are also kind of scattered throughout. One is there, and then we have this one up here, and the third one right here, as well as the dangles and swoops, which I did kind of scatter throughout as well. You can see those everywhere. And some of the other corners are there as well. I did use a lot of the corners everywhere. There's some more corners, dangles, and the bottom washi too. So I accidentally did it backwards and I did the confetti on top, but some people do that, so it's fine. And then the Tetris box, and then the flag overlays in the corners as well. So yeah, that is the mock spread. I think it looks really cool. Really loving this collection. So yeah, this will be available tomorrow on Friday at midnight PST. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and share, that would be amazing. And I will see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao.